Welcome to Apartment Syndication Made Easy podcast, where we simplify the world of syndication. Join us as we unravel the complexities and provide you with valuable insights to help you invest smartly. Get ready to take your investments to the next level, one episode at a time. Here's your host, Mr. Vinney Smiles Chopra.
Hi there, guys. This is Vinney Chopra back again after vacation. About 23 days of no telephone. What? 23 days not talking to anybody. We just came back from 5 countries. Portugal, of course, Netherlands. We went when our two kids and my wife. We've been married 43 years. Just telling my audience, and we went to Berlin. We went to Amsterdam. We went over there to Prague and Budapest. And then Porto over there in Portugal, and then Lisbon. But I'm back. I hope you're ready to get lots of great information. I've got a great guest here with me today, and so nice to have you, brother. Vlad is there, right? If I say Vlad Arakcheyev, I should have.
Arakcheyev.
Yeah. Okay. Just like and I think you're from. Would you say Russia or?
Yeah, I was born in Russia, and I came to the United States in 1993. So that was 20 years ago. Yeah,
how
lived here
nice.
in New York City for 25 years, and now it's actually 6 years almost in New Jersey.
Oh, wonderful. You and Olga, your probably wife, is an active they both are, big investors in multifamily, and, they're JVs. They're also syndicators. I was looking at your, website, very beautiful website, by the way. Yontic Ventures is your company, and you have extensive experience in sales and marketing. So we're going to dig into that because I love everybody needs to be a good salesperson,
Absolutely.
and I sold books door to door when I came to this country from India. Some people know that, so we're going to get into it, acquisitions and negotiations and mindset, right? You're in New Jersey. I'm in San Francisco over here. So we're going to dig into really good stuff, guys. Get ready for it. So let me ask you a question. How did you get into real estate? Just to give some idea.
Yeah, it's been completely crazy where I was a graphic designer, didn't want to do anything whatsoever except graphic design, got a great job 2 miles away from my house, and then COVID hit.
Oh.
I got furloughed. I got 2 kids, mortgage, 3 cats.
Oh.
And of course, you mentioned Olga, and she goes, "Hey, listen, why don't you try real estate? Try to become a real estate agent, because even if it's COVID and everything is closed, people are still selling and buying houses, right?
Totally.
It never go away. Try
Totally.
to be an agent at least part-time." And I didn't want to do it because I didn't know anything about real estate.
Yes.
Zero. And it took about a few months to convince me. And she's like, "Do you know the tax benefits of owning real estate?" I'm like, "Are they really?" Boom, light bulb went on. I started studying at night to become a real estate agent, got back to work, but studying at night, and then slowly but surely started attending a bunch of meetups around New Jersey.
Yes.
And I see all these flippers and wholesalers, and I'm like, let's try that.
Yeah.
Try flipping, wholesaling, got a rental here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
He was netting $1,000 a month. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome, from one house net. And I got a great deal on it, but it was still not enough. It was like, if you stop prospecting, everything dries up. So what's the answer? Passive income.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were like, all right, we're going to get like duplexes and some triplexes and stuff. And then somebody said, why? Just go big. Go big. Forget all that small stuff. Just go large multifamily. We're like, can we even do that? Went to a conference in Houston, MFIN, completely opened my mind. Completely changed the way I think.
I'm
I
so
come back
glad.
home. We joined the mentorship program, Jake and Gino.
Yeah, I know them. Very nice
Yeah.
people, Jake and
They
Gino.
are, yeah. And everything after that, it took off. It took about
Ah,
8 months of education, networking, intensive, like diving deep, like
yes, yes.
drinking out of a fire hose.
I love
This
it.
type of information.
I
And
love
eight
it.
months later, got into my first deal.
I love
So,
it. 8 months, I'm so glad you said that. A lot of times people in the coaching, I have an academy, I do personal coaching also, but you're right. You got to be persistent
yeah.
and keep on learning materials and, reach out to the brokers and reach out to investors when you're doing syndications and all. But it takes time. I think 14 units I bought for $180,000. It took me 11 months. That's 15 years back, by the way, though. It's 15 years back when I started in my business. And now from 14 units, I've got over $1 billion
Wow.
portfolio. Look at that. Oh my God. Did I imagine that time? No, not at all. But it's the mindset. So let's talk about mindset, because a lot of time people want to do what you're doing. Congratulations, or what I'm doing at a little bigger scale. But the key thing is the mindset. You got to really. So tell me, take me a little bit different to the audience. How was that mindset shift happen? And I'm sure you had fears and your wife had fears. So take us through
absolutely.
that.
You know what? Fears beyond you can imagine, because I was very safe, always trying to be safe. And mind shift was the largest thing. Everybody says they read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I read it.
Yeah.
I got the idea, but I was still afraid. I didn't know how to execute this.
Yes.
So the biggest thing for me was to speak with people that are doing it.
Yes.
Speak in the environment. Just don't try to do it all by yourself. It's not you cannot do it by yourself. It's a team sport. You got to do it with other people. Go where other multifamily investors are doing.
Yes.
Give them some value. Ask them questions. Because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people that are starting from nothing. Starting like I was. I didn't know what NOI was. I didn't know what IRR. I didn't know any of this stuff. And look at it now. Like 3 years later, we have 100 plus units, and now another 200 on the contract in Dallas.
Oh, so, look at that!
Yeah. So you really got to take action. But most important thing is education, and just don't be afraid. Just go for it.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that can happen? You'll be in the same spot as you are now. But if you're gonna take action, you'll be way ahead of everybody else.
I love it. I love it. Totally right. I mean, you're just bringing my memories back. 2005 or 4, I became broker. I'm still a broker, California real estate broker, but never sold or bought. But I just wanted to learn, how can I get scaling up? Like you said, single family home, it just makes $1,000. But if I can have 20 of those, and I did have that, single family homes all over USA. But then we said, oh my gosh, multifamily. If all 20 can be in one place.
It's just so much easier. Plus, it's easier to do one transaction with 20 units than 20 different ones. I mean, it's just simple scale. You have 20 roofs, 20 boilers, 20 different tenants that you got to take care of. In here, you got one, and property manager takes care of it. All you have to do is connect with somebody who is doing it already, or get a mentorship. In my opinion, it's like this. I always give this example. It's like learning how to ski, right? You can learn how to ski by yourself, go up the mountain 20 different times, fall down, break something, God forbid. And maybe you learn how to ski okay. But pay for a mentor. Get in there, learn from a person that did it. Get their systems, and then you're going to be way far ahead. You're going to learn how to ski immediately. So it's the same idea here. Just come on. Plus, don't forget, you're not spending money. You're investing the money in yourself, in your mind, in your education. You know what? If you're going to spend $20,000 on yourself, you are $20,000 more valuable to another person.
Yes. Yes. And so true. And the other good part is also, Vlad, what I've seen, I used to give my free education, and everything. People don't really care much. They say, oh, it's free. They don't have no commitment. But once you give 20,000, I gave 30,000 to my coach way back in 2007 or 8, I think 6 or 7. And I took my team members, paid 30,000 for them too. Spent 150,000, brother, which I didn't have, but we borrowed it. But now we are making millions of dollars a year, millions. So that small investment is paying off many X's over,
Absolutely.
And I'm doing now $100 million fund, 2 funds, $100 million one, $100 million another one. Just started 3 weeks back. One is in hotels and one is in multifamily and assisted living anyway. So 200 million will buy me $1 billion, close to maybe 800 million or so with my partners, and all. But the thing is, you got to start small. I started with a duplex like you. So I'm so glad we are talking this. A lot of people think I can't do that. I cannot do that. And you know what? If you think that way, you are right. But if you learn the business from a mentor, just like you said, and that is so exceptional, you're investing money in your own self.
Yes.
And once you get 20,000, you show up.
Exactly. You spent all this money. The only thing that's stopping you is this, your mind. Your mind is your only obstacle. It's like a muscle, right?
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to bench press 200 pounds, go to the gym for 3 months, 6 months, start small, then grow. Your muscles will be big. You're going to lift. Same thing with your mind. Train your mind. That's it. That's all you got to do. And for that, that's your path. For me, meditation, yoga, I do exercise. I have a routine. I journal. I have my vision board. That's how I train my mind. I'm always focused on what I have to do. But you can be something completely different. Your mind can be trained on, let's say, helping your family or helping a neighbor, helping animals, whatever your path is. But train your mind.
Train your mind. I'm so glad that, Vlad, I wrote a book, Positivity Brings Profitability. I know you made a comment, Vinney, no wonder people talk about smiley Vinney or whatever. You're right. I mean, I started smiling 45 years back. I came to this country with $7 and then I was in sales. I was selling. Let's get into sales because I was selling encyclopedias, educational books, and Bibles. I'm a Hindu, but I was selling Bibles door to door, knocking on doors, and cut my teeth in sales. So, I really believe you have to have a right attitude, being positive, and faith. Have faith.
Of course.
That things will happen for you. Because if you don't set this up, just like Zig Ziglar says, Jim Rohn, all the great, mentors, you got to really feed your mind from the neck up. I think it's called stinking thinking. I remember the word, with Zig Ziglar, Mr. Zig Ziglar. And, what a great. So let's talk about it. Sales, negotiations. Yeah. So how did you get better at it? You were a digital, very specialist in digital field. How did you learn how to do into sales and marketing and then also into negotiations?
That's one of the things. If I would go back to my 15-year-old self, I would say to myself 2 things: learn sales and negotiation. It's everything in your life. And it's not just about your job. You sell yourself every single day to everyone, to your wife, to your kids. Right now, I'm selling myself to you. It's everywhere. It's not like you have to sell a product. You sell yourself or your service. So I've taken classes. I mean, I've read so many books, including Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. I've taken his classes.
I love it.
I purchased his masterclass course. In addition, it's all about practicing in negotiation. I'm practicing I'm practicing on my children. I'm practicing on my wife on sales techniques. And she was like, I know what you're doing. Could you stop asking me negative questions? So, because I'm like, would you be against? And she's like, can you stop that? Can you just ask me a question? So practicing all the time and I'm having fun with them. And the thing is, if you ask your kids like a weird question, like, would you like to go there? They may say no. But if you ask them, would you be against? Or could you give me any reason why would you wouldn't want to go there?
Yeah.
And they're like, and like they freeze because they don't know what to answer because it's a yes, it has to be a yes.
Yes.
They're not against it. So what I found out is this. I spoke to few people, and one person that just jumps out at me is Pace Morby. And the reason is not because he's doing the subject to in creative financing, but he's very focused and present. So when he's speaking with you, he's not floating, he's not paying attention to anybody. It's very important to be here now and speaking with a person, not thinking of a next question, not thinking of an answer, but be here and just go with the flow, whatever person says. If you get an interruption, say, I apologize, I'll get back to you in a second, and come back to the conversation. It's really important.
I love that, Vlad, what you just said. That's golden rule, respecting other person in front of you, whether in say Zoom or it's in one-on-one, luncheon or whatever, right? Or talking. I don't like to talk too much on the phone because you want FaceTime or you want to do Zoom because it's that personal touch and you can see the difference in, communication goes 1,000 times better as we are looking at each other and we are able to almost be in the same room. But thanks for saying that because you got to be present. You do. You got to be present with all the intentions of listening, not just like you mentioned. I'm so glad you said it. Don't take trips outside.
Just be here now. And mind you, if you do that with your wife or your husband, your relationship will be 100 times better because they're like, I am here. I am now. I'm 100% with you. No distractions. Talk to me. So it takes time and it's really difficult to do because your mind, like I said, is your biggest obstacle. It's always racing. It's always thinking. So it's hard to control your mind. So my solution is yoga and meditation. I started doing that, and meditation really helps you control. And if you control your mind and body, if they're together, if they in sync, then everything else will fall into place. That's the most important thing, in my opinion. I mean, I am Christian, but I'm not very religious or anything like that. But I believe in karma. I believe in putting positive energy out there. I believe in positivity. I don't like negativity. That's why I don't watch the news. A lot of
too.
I stopped watching the news. Or even my newsletter. In the subject, I'm like, look at this awesome news. And I just put 2 happy things, not because of crazy rates or anything. Like, look at this beautiful building in Dallas. Look at this gorgeous thing over here. They're moving like a chip manufacturing plant in Texas. Happy stuff.
I love
Enough of the negativity. Always be happy. That's why as soon as I saw your it's a smile, I'm like, oh my God, I have to speak with you. This is awesome.
No, thank you. I really appreciate you hanging around with me on my show. And, it's so important what we are discussing today, because the thing is, you got to be the CEO of your life, we call it, right? A lot of time we want to do some things in our life, but if we don't become the CEO of the business is separate. That's separate. But we need to be CEO of our life and the family, CEO of the family, CEO of the relationships. But it will only come if we are being positive, which you just mentioned, and having the right attitude and being present. I think in today's episode, I'm so glad that, we are talking about these things. Technical things come.
They
But
do.
technical things, how to talk to broker, how to talk to investor, how to have a credibility kit, all that is later. But if we can set our mind that next call I'm going to make, I'm going to give my whole 100% or 200% to that investor to see where they are at, what's their thinking, what their risks are, and then taking notes. I have 780 investors now, 780, and I can raise 10 million to 20 million in few weeks, actually, because the same people keep on coming with me again and again and again. And the key thing is you got to really give them time of the day and respect them, and then be in touch with them, building relationships and everything, which very, very well,
Yeah. It's a big thing, like you get all these messages. Oh, look, I'm going to sell you this. I'm going to sell you that. You're not going to go for that. You go for relationships.
Yeah.
Treat me like a person. Ask me a normal question. Don't just say, hey, listen, would you like a lower rate?
Yeah.
You don't even know if I'm looking for a lower rate.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you looking for? What do you need? Like just 2 days ago, without even asking, this guy reached out to me and he goes, listen, you probably have a bottleneck in underwriting. I'm like, okay. He's like, let me underwrite or do at least a quick high-level analysis of all your deals, and I'll get back to you. I'm like, that's awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for. Because it's going to free up my time to do something else. While he is literally, we underwrite, 5 to 10 deals a day. And it would be great because that's our biggest bottleneck. And he just, instead of asking, he's like, hey, listen, I know you have a bottleneck. You told me about it. Let me do this for you. I'm like, sure, let's do it. Beautiful. And it's been great, especially when you're on the same page and you're flowing. That it's really important. It's really I read this book, 10X is easier than 2X. It's by Benjamin Hardy.
Oh, I didn't read that yet. Okay.
It's brand new. It just came out like a week ago. Yeah.
I'd love to pick up in Audible. I know I love Audible.
I do Audible all the time.
Yeah, I do Miracle Morning, just like you do the same thing, yoga and everything, and paying gratitude and doing yoga, coming from different countries. And here too, I think it's really catching on. Yoga, mind, body, soul, everything, and eating right, exercise. I'll be 71 in August. 70.
My God, you look 50, maybe.
No way. Thank you.
Oh my God, look at you.
Thank you.
You know what it is? Because you're smiling. you have this energy, and people think it's like maybe silly or not, or don't believe in energy.
No.
Oh yes. When you speak with somebody, I'm speaking with somebody and they're calling me back and they're like, God. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What happened? And they're like, nothing. I just want to talk to you because you're so positive. You're so upbeat.
That's it.
When people ask you how you're doing, don't you say, okay. He says, just say, I'm productive. I'm wonderful. I crushed it today. Come on. And you know what? That positivity, that energy will pass on to them.
Yes.
They'll feel the same thing. They're like, if he crushed it, I can do it too. Come on. Let's go.
I love it.
Starts with your mindset. It's your biggest obstacle. Work on it. It's huge.
So true. So true. I'm so happy we are hanging around. How can people reach you? Thanks for so much great contributions and everybody listening and watching to us, because it's going to become reels. It's going to become shorts. And this podcast is going to be all over the media, and again, everybody, please, if you like the gold nuggets in this episode, give us a 5-star review. I read every single one. And I'll be reading also on the podcast, starting next week. I think even more people are giving us. So thanks again. And thank you, Vlad. It's been such a pleasure to have you on. And how can people reach you? Yeah.
Of course. Listen, I have a very unique name, Vlad Arakcheyev. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn. We're starting a YouTube channel now. And of course, go to zontikventures.com, ZONTIK ventures.com. I mean, what I'm doing is I'm doing what other people are doing.
Yes.
But I'm trying to make a change. I'm trying to educate people
Yep.
to make a difference. Like I'm speaking with my friends and they're like, oh yeah, I got a 401k. I'm like, how much money are you losing due to inflation these days?
That's
Why
right.
aren't you exploring real estate? Oh, I don't know how. I'm like, ask me a question. We're here. Hello, reach out. And they're like, few people said, oh my God, no, you're not going to talk to me. You're like way up there. You have $500. I'm like, 500. I reached out to a person that has $10,000 and they're like, yeah, Vlad, what's up?
Yeah.
We're here. We started from the beginning.
That's right.
Totally. You started with $7.
$7.
My wife started with $100 and a suitcase. That's it. So it's the same story. We started from the bottom.
So true.
And we're here to help. Reach out. We're here. So
so kind, so kind. No, that's so wonderful. And we'll be putting the links and everything. But thanks so much for spending time with me, Vlad. And God bless you and your lovely wife and whole family and everything. And maybe sometime we'll meet, one-on-one,
You know what? I guarantee you will meet. Number one, it's a small world. Number two, we're in the same space.
Yes.
So it's a tiny, tiny community of people.
Yep.
Everybody knows everybody. I can call out 3 people and I'm sure you met them. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Well, Jake and Gino, give my hi to them. They are my good friends. I was even on the stage with Dylan Marma. I remember a few years back, I gave a big presentation then. And, and I don't go to too many seminars nowadays, and like that. And then we are doing a lot of travels also with the family vacations and all. But thanks so much. And you have a wonderful day and we'll rock it next time again. Guys, thank you for watching and God bless you. Let's make a difference. Let's crush it. Let's be present and let's spend time and energy to give positivity all around us and the good energy, good karma, because that's going to lead us to you to the next level and other people to the higher level. God bless you. Thank you so much.